Every Splatoon player knows what a Splatfest is, unless you're new here, in which case, hi, I'm Rizzy, welcome to the community, turn back now before it's too late. Quick little Splatfest brief breakdown because every video is someone's first. Splatfests are 1 to 2 day events that pit one team of players against another. The team that has the most battles won and the most popularity wins. Splatfests, despite their different themes, are pretty similar. And I mean this in the sense of that we have different shifty stations every time, which is kind of the only thing that's different besides the theme. Nothing really changes that much in Splatfests. You know what you're gonna get. You'll get a new stage, you'll get different theme choice, and one of the teams will win, and you'll always get some sea snails in the end. But sometimes, Nintendo puts a little more effort into their Splatfests, and when they did, we got some of the best Splatfests ever, like Frostyfest and Springfest. Now, I know I said before that Mayo vs. Ketchup 2 was my favorite Splatfest, but I'm gonna have to admit, I have a lot of favorite Splatfests. I just really like Splatfest. I should make a video about why I love them so much. Ooh, actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that soon. But today, we're just gonna talk about Frostyfest and Springfest. Let's start with Frostyfest. Before Frostyfest had started, we actually knew about it around like a month before it actually happened. It was revealed at the end of the Heroes vs. Villains Splatfest, but we didn't know about how much work was going to be put into the Splatfest. We had already seen a redesigned Inkopolis Square when we got Splatoween. Say what you want about the Halloween Splatfest, but personally, it wasn't really my favorite. It was kinda spooky, but I can see it being confused with the normal Splatfest with Inkopolis Square because of the nighttime theme. But Frostyfest Square, oh boy was it different. When you first booted into the game, you are greeted by a Splatfest in the day? Well, at least the lobbyists. The maps didn't change that much. The lobby had a new design for Fam vs. Friends, which, if you didn't know, was the actual theme for this Splatfest. In this new redesigned Inkopolis Square, it had snow coming down. It had all sorts of winter-themed decorations which were made for the square too. This weird goop stuff that was coming down being colored for the two sides of the two Splatfest teams. The Frostyfest gave all players 4 new items: New Year's Glasses DX, Twisty Headband, Festive Party Cone, and Eel Cake Hat. In actual battles, all battles started out with a holiday version of the opening, which I'll play real quick. All of the stages got a winter and holiday themed graffiti put all over them. Confetti would come down for the first 5 seconds of the match too. Frostyfest had a really good shifty station, Flutters in the Attic, which featured the rideable Flutters in both teams' bases. The map was overall received pretty well by the community, and as the last little cherry on top, the Splatfest had sparkling ink. Frostyfest ended with a Team Friend beating Team Fam 2-1. Frostyfest was a really good step in making Splatfest feel unique, but just 4 months later, Nintendo would make a Splatfest even better than that. Words cannot describe just how beautiful the square was in Springfest. You got another custom jingle for loading into Inkopolis Square. You get to be greeted by Pearl and Marina in their Octo expansion outfits, and after the news, you really get to take in the colors. Now, you may not really care about any of the work that goes into making the square as beautiful as it was in the Springfest, but to me, this was a masterful work of art. The way the colors blend together on each of the goo little slab things, the beautiful pastel pink sky, that same pink clashing with the green, really captures the beauty of the spring colors. It's truly a shame that Springfest didn't get a rerun because there was so much work that was put into the Splatfest. For new gear, this Springfest came packing. It added the orange, pink, purple, and green novelty visors, the Pearl Scout lace-ups, pearlescent Squid Kid 4s, Pearl Punk crowns, New Day arrows, marinated lace-ups, Rena Squid Kid 4s, Trooper Power stripes, and Midnight slip-ons. Springfest also received what I believe to be the superior graffiti in all the stages. As for the Shifty Stations map, this one kinda dropped the ball for some people. Not for me though. I actually liked Bridge to Switchia, which was this map. It featured a switch that you could hit that would remove turf if you inked all the turf in this quote-unquote little bridge area. It was almost guaranteed that you would win the match if you did this. I like this concept, but it wasn't well received by everyone. Springfest, which was actually called Tortoise v Hare, had Hare win. Actually, wait, no, it was called Hare v Tortoise. Hare won, and Hare was for Marina. and Hare won 2-1 against Marina's Team Tortoise. Splatfests are normally nothing big, but when Nintendo goes all out, they tend to create some memories. In my opinion, Springfest was the better one than Frostyfest, but that's just because I really like the pastel colors. But regardless, when Nintendo redesigns the hub world so freaking good that it makes you just want to stand there and notice all the little details they put into it, it really means they did something good. I think it's a shame that neither of these Splatfests came back, and I think it's too late for either of them to come back. The last chance would have been for having Springfest in April of 2021, and it's June as we're recording this, which means no Springfest. And I doubt they'll do a Splatoon 2 Splatfest the same year they're going to release Splatoon 3. Who knows, I could be wrong, but I'm not going to hold my breath on waiting for either of these to come back. But anyways, what did you guys think? Do you cool gamers have any good memories of these Splatfests, or did you join Splatoon 2 too late to experience these things? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing about you guys' stories and experiences. But anyways, that is it from me, gamers. I will see you later.